Hello, everybody. This is Bennyhillz back with another vintage cube draft. As you may notice, I'm not recording my face right now. I love doing that, and I still plan on doing that in general, but I've just been having even worse internet than normal today, so I didn't want to make it laggier than it needs to be. As for this pack, it's great. There's Inferno Titan, Dak Faden, Creator of Behemoth, Ancient Tomb, Factor Fiction. All of those are cards I'm pretty happy to first pick, but I think I just want to take the Dak here. Dak Faden is super powerful. It's at its best against signets, or that's the most common good application of this, but you can also steal Mindslaver or Lodestone Golem, and then Faithless Looting every single turn is pretty good as well, so we'll just go with that. I don't really anticipate to wield much from that pack, but we'll see. Ooh. Well, Dak into a Volcanic Island is a pretty nice start. You could also take Emrakul or Vendilion Click or Hallowed Fountain here, but I think it makes the most sense just to take the perfect uncolored dual land for what's probably the best color combination. All right. There is a Dreadhorde Arcanist, which is good in blue-red in general. I don't think I'm going to third pick it, but I would love it if that wheeled and we were able to make it work. Picking up like a couple cantrips, maybe Ancestral Recall, and then some burn spells. But I think right here we just want to take the Force of Will. Just great interaction. Hard to go wrong with this card. All right, now we have Dark Confidant's probably the best card in this pack, but Ancestral Vision is actually pretty nice. I like this, both Force of Will. So this is a card that's absolutely phenomenal in your opening hand and pretty horrendous at almost all other stages. But with Dak Fade and Force of Will, that's two ways to cash it in for value late in the game, and then we can it actually just fuels them really well if you get it early, because then you have card quantity to discard a Dak and also just like extra stuff to pitch to the Force. And then if Dreadhorde comes around, we can flash this back, so that's pretty ideal. We'll go with that, and hopefully wield Chain Lightning or Relic maybe, or actually probably Expansion Explosion. This card comes around a lot, and it is really good in blue-red, especially when you have Ancestral Vision, because you can copy it and draw 6 cards. Alright, pretty easy Charter Course here. Koth is good. Goblin Electromancer is good, but neither is great. Honestly, Gilded Lotus might be the next best card, or actually probably Blood Crypt would be, if there's no chart, I would take the Blood Crypt, but Charter Course is excellent. Alright, here we have Mizium Mortars, Emery, and half Uncolor Signet. Right now, Rakdos Signet doesn't look very good for this deck, but it could become good. But I think I'm still going to take the Mizium Mortars. This is pretty good interaction. It's unfortunate that it's sorcery speed, but it's still good, and the Overload is a very real possibility in a control deck. And this could still become a combo deck, but it definitely has the early markers of a control deck. So we'll take the Mizium Mortars. Well, this is definitely a brick of a pack for us. I don't think we want the Ritual or the Oracle or the Magda. I think I'm going to take Gideon Jura. If we end up with good fixing, I think Jeskai Control is a pretty good deck, and Gideon is good in that sort of deck, but that pack is definitely pretty rough for us. Okay, here we have Solemn versus Flame Slash, and that's actually a very close decision, but I think I'm going to go with the Flame Slash. It's just cheap, and cheap interaction is very, very good. Plus Restorative, hoping to wield Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, Pyroclasm versus Faithless Looting. I don't think I want Mindslaver here. We're not going to be making a bunch of mana. I also don't think I need Winds of Abandon. I think I'll take the Pyroclasm here. We do have a decent amount of cheap burn already, but this is going to be absolutely phenomenal in a lot of matchups. And Faithless Looting is just not great for this deck. We already have Dak Faden and Charter Course to discard excess cards. Oh, man. All right. This is not going great. I guess we take Balance here, but Blue-Red is getting cut more than I would like. Well, I like getting a late Wormcoil, actually. That's a really nice pickup. Do we want Wormcoil or Emrakul? Probably Worm Coil. Emrakul is good, but it is going to be pretty expensive. Yeah, we'll take this. Nice. Wield the Expansion Explosion. Pretty happy to see that. Gilded Lotus, I guess. I mean, yeah, I still think Gilded Lotus is better than that card for us. Emery. Last pick, that's his Oracle. Alright, so this is looking fine. I don't really want to play these cards, but these are all quite good, and that's 8 spells that I'm quite happy to be playing. It's still not, the best ever. It's also really weird and sad that Dreadhorde Arcanist didn't come around. But I'm pretty happy with this as a start, and we cut blue relatively well, so I would anticipate getting maybe a little bit more blue in this pack. Alright, what do we have here? It's not the best pack. There's a Brainstorm, an Oblivion Ring, Kolaghan's Command, Arid Mesa. I think it's pretty much between Arid Mesa and Brainstorm, and I guess I'll go with the Mesa. Yes, I'm a little bit worried about getting enough good playables, and I don't want to end up in a situation where we have to main deck Pyroclasm or something. But Arid Mesa is just such excellent fixing, and I think we'll be able to get enough spells, even if we pass this Brainstorm. There's also Kolaghan's Command, which would be a really good card to splash if we had that Blood Crypt, but we do not, so we'll take the Mesa. Now this is interesting. There's Frost Titan in terms of cards we could play, but then there's also our 2 black dual lands. But we also we just passed Kolaghan's Command, and then we'll probably not wheel, and we have no other black cards, or there's no clear indicator that black is super open. We could have taken Kolaghan's Command last pick, and then we could have taken Badlands here, but I think instead I'll just take the Frost Titan. It's a blue card for Force. It's a good win condition. Yeah, this card is better than it looks, I would say. It's not the best ever. It's probably the worst of the Titans, or maybe Sun Titan's worst, but it's definitely worse than Primeval Titan, Grave Titan, and Inferno Titan, but it's strong. It can win the game quickly. It can deal with a diverse array of threats. So we'll take this. It is much better early, so it's at its best in something like Reanimator, where you can where the pay counter the ability unless you pay 2 is more relevant. But it is what it is. Ooh, now we have a great pack. Signet's fine. Fire Ice is good, and then Glorybringer and Chandra are both amazing. So it is between these two. I really love them both, actually. I used to think Chandra was significantly better. I think it still probably is a bit better, but I do love Glorybringer. Hopefully this card comes around, but I think we'll take the Chandra here. I guess we could also take Fire Ice and then basically guarantee that one of these 2 wheels, whereas there's a chance if we take the Chandra, Glorybringer and Fire Ice both get taken. But I think I still want to take the Chandra. I think this card is just absolutely phenomenal. Okay. A lot of cards in our colors here, which is nice. And here is good if we end up splashing white, but I think that's looking pretty unlikely at this point. We could take Commit Memory, Riftwing Cloudsgate, Flametongue Kavu, or Firebolt. They're all reasonable picks here. I think I'm going to take the Riftwing, though. Blue-Red is generally the best color combination for Riftwing Cloudsgate because Blue-Red plays a little bit more tempo-y. So, the 2/2 body attacking matters. It can help you to get them within burn range or whatever. And then also I think we're pretty likely to wheel either Flametongue or Firebolt if we take the Riftwing. So we'll go with that. Plus, just in general, anytime it's a close decision, we're going to err on the side of blue cards because we have the Force, and it's easier to pick up red cards than blue cards in general. All right, I love Goblin Rebel Master, but I think we got to take the Flooded Strand here. That really helps with the mana a lot. Well, pretty easy Spell Pierce. Kozilek is somewhat interesting. This is more castable than the other Eldrazi, but yeah, Spell Pierce is just excellent. We also have no counter magic other than Force of Will right now, so that's definitely a slight area of weakness for us. Ooh. Love me in a Braid. Sower's good too, but a Braid is, I think, just going to be better for us usually. Plus, we don't really, this just dies to Bolt or something. The downside of this card is that if you're playing a deck like this, is that their removal is going to be really plentiful. If you're playing like blue-green, then they're already using all their removal and it's very taxed, so you can often stick a sower and it'll be much better. But here we have lots of removal and no creatures, so it's going to be a lot worse. I do love Lightning Helix and Angrath's Rampage, and those are both colors we thought about splashing. We do have 2 white fetchable lands, or fetch lands, rather. But we can also take Goblin Dark Dwellers, which I think is going to be a little better for us. It's not amazing, but it's very good with Ancestral Vision. Yeah, I think that's the pick. It's good now. It may or may not make the cut, but then if we end up getting like 1 Time Walker Ancestral in the next pack, it becomes amazing. Nice. Brainstorm Wield. Wasn't really expecting that, but I'll take it. We do already have 2 fetches to pair with it. Alright, we'll take a Lapse of Certainty. Not amazing, but if we end up with a good white mana, there's a world where we bring that in. Ooh, bummer. I think this was a pack where we wanted to wheel something. Tezzeret does not really do anything, so we can just take Oust for the board. Nice. Good to see Flame Tongue Kavu come around. I'm happy about that one. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you go Riftwind Cloudskate into Flame Tongue Kavu, you have 6 power on the board. And you're really doing something. Whereas if you just go, like, Riftwind Cloudskate and then just, like, have counter spells, then it's a lot more underwhelming. Take a Revoker here. Dryad, I guess. Doesn't matter. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. We have a lot of cheap burn to deal with creatures. We have a couple cantrips. Oh, wow. This pack is amazing. I mean, we're definitely taking Time Walk, but we also, there's Snapcaster Mage, Mana Vault, and Steam Vents, and Jite for us, which are all great. Certainly taking the Time Walk there. This is absolutely phenomenal. And it makes Goblin Dark Dwellers great, so I'm very happy we took that. We have Expansion Explosion, which can copy both Time Walk and Ancestral Vision. Okay, now we have the Mirari Conjecture, which is interesting because we can bring back Time Walk and get multiple extra turns with it. But I think I would still rather take the Glen here. If this wheels, I'll probably play it, but I think Glen is just going to be great for us. Okay, now we take a Mana Leak, which is excellent. I was lamenting our lack of counter magic earlier, and this helps a lot with that. Right now, this deck is looking like it's in very good shape. We have good fixing and plenty of playables, including cheap interaction and solid win conditions, so I like where we're at a lot. Now we have, I don't think we should do Deceiver Exarch. We are in the Deceiver Exarch combo colors, but there's not that many new looks, and Miscalculation is really good, so I think I'd rather just take the card that's guaranteed to be good and help us. So we only have room for 3 more spells, so we are probably going to have to make some cuts, which is a little rough, because I genuinely would love to play every single card here. Wow, this is rough. I would love Treachery and Impulse, but I actually think... Ooh, Treachery in particular is so tempting. But I kind of think I'm supposed to take Bloodstained Mire here. For the reason I was just talking about, we already have so many amazing spells. And this is just like a free upgrade to our mana base that's also a shuffle effect for Brainstorm. Yeah, I think we're supposed to take the Mire here, actually. Ooh, okay, I'll take a Cryptic. That seems pretty great. And I think since our mana is looking great here, we should be able to do it. I mean, granted, Bloodstained, we only have 1 fetchable duel, so Arid Mesa and Bloodstained Mire are both going after the same land here, but I still think Cryptic is going to be pretty good, and maybe we can't play it on turn 4 every game, but it'll be pretty castable. Well, there's a Plateau. If we pick the Plateau, that immediately gives us 4 white sources without even having to play single planes. I don't think Imperial Recruiter is very good, so it's really Plateau versus Phantasmal Image. And Image is good. But I kind of think... I guess the white mana is not even that helpful. Like, yeah, we can play Balance, but this isn't even the best balance. Like, we have no cheap artifacts. Yeah, I actually think we should still take the Phantasmal Image, even though Plateau pretty much instantly gives us a good white splash. Like, we don't have Teferi or Fractured Identity or anything like that, so we'll just go with this. This pack is mostly a brick, but I guess we could take Chorus of Portal, which is a good sideboard option for some matchups. Wow. Holy cow. How did Steam Vents and Snapcaster Mage both come around? Snapcaster Mage looks phenomenal for this deck. But, oh man, that's crazy. This is like one of the best Snapcaster Mage decks I've ever made, I think. But we also are going to be making some brutal cuts. I guess right now we actually still do need one more playable. Yeah, I don't think I can pass the Snapcaster Mage. As good as Steam Vents would be, I mean, that's a very, very tough decision. I guess here we could take... No, we should probably just take the Mirari Conjecture. Right? I mean, this is good, I think. We have a lot of instants, a lot of sorceries. They're cheap. Yeah, this seems good. Banefire is an okay sideboard option. Sword of Mighty Mind, also a sideboard option. Oh my gosh! That is disrespectful. I cannot believe... Wow, I mean... This deck is amazing. I think this deck is absolutely phenomenal. We'll cut the Mirari Conjecture now. I don't want to have too many 5-drops, and we just got another one. Yeah, I think we'll just run it like this. Oh, wait, this should be 16 lands, and I do kind of want a 17. I think I do like all the burn spells. I like Expansion Explosion. I really like pretty much everything in this deck. Phantasmal Image seems great with like Flame Tongue, Goblin Dark Dwellers and stuff. Worm Coil also seems pretty good. Wow. Maybe we do play 16 lands, actually. This gives us 11 blue and 9 red. That seems good. Yeah, I think I'm going to get greedy and just run it like this. I want to play another land, but I don't think any of these cards are cuttable, to be honest. And our mana fixing is so... Part of the reason why you need to play more... Like, 16 lands in a 40-card deck is like 24 in a 60-card deck. Part of the reason why you almost always play 17 lands is because it helps with the mana fixing, but our fixing is so good in this deck that I think it's fine like this. So we will try a 16-lander, and I'll see you in round 1. Alright, here we are for round 1 against Malamujo. We are on the draw, unfortunately, and who put 16 lands in this deck? We gotta mulligan this. Even if we actually had another land, we would still mulligan this. We just have, like, 4 4-drops and a 5-drop. That's not really a recipe for success in this format. Sounds also a little sketchy, but I will keep it and bottom the Frost Titan. Miscalculation is nice, and we can all just cycle it too if it looks like we're going to be missing land drops. Okay, playing against mono green, or actually, we don't know that it's mono green, but some sort of green deck. I'm looking forward to having Pyroclasm push board. That's exactly what we wanted to see. That's actually really close. I think I'm still just going to hold that Miscalculation. It's tempting to copy their Elvish Mystic, because that gives us the chance of having Chandra next turn, but I was pretty sure I was going to need to use Miscalc this turn, and yeah, if that resolved, that would put us in a very bad position. A Braid versus Chart a Course. I think I'm going to just Chart a Course here, actually, because I really do need to hit land drops. Okay, we can discard Expansion Explosion, play land, and pass. So there's a lot of things that would be problematic here. We need to hope that it's something that we can deal with. Okay, that's not too bad. We can actually copy it. If we don't draw land, we can just copy with Phantasmal Image, and if we do draw land, I think we'll go for Flame Tongue Kavu to kill it. Okay, yeah, let's just Flame Tongue Kavu this thing down. I wish I could Phantasmal Image it and braid that, but it's slightly too big. This is a pretty clear positive exchange for us, though. They spent 5 mana, we spent 4. They end with a 2/2, we end with a 4/2. And if they attack with a Manifest, I think I'm actually not going to block because I would love to Phantasmal Image to copy the Flame Tongue. Okay, now this is good. We can copy... I think what we want to do here is play Chandra plus and then make mana and then kill the Biogenic Ooze here. Actually, no. Let's just start working through their creatures. So we can Phantasmal Image, copy Flame Tongue, and a Braid to kill 2 of their creatures. Alternatively, we could copy their Biogenic Ooze. And then, that's probably better, actually. They get 1 more mana, but I think that's fine. So Phantasmal Image, copying Biogenic Ooze. Actually, this is really close. Yeah, I think this is worth it. Just getting, like, this just puts stuff on the board. Yeah, we can't use the ability, but this just clogs the board really well. And then we can shoot down their Ooze, and I guess just pass. I think I don't really want to trade a 4/2 with a 2/2 here. Okay, I think I will trade off here, though, now. We don't have Phantasmal Image anymore, so there's no need to have Flame Tongue in play. And just if the board is a little bit more clear, then that makes stuff like Craterhoof less of a concern. Okay, Kitchen Finks is not very threatening at all. I think we just go Chandra minus on the Elvish Mystic here. Pass, these will both grow. And then next turn we can start making mana and use Goblin Dark Dwellers to flashback Charter Course, probably. Alright, there we go. So they're base green, splashing white for something, unclear what. We didn't see a ton of mana elves, but I still think we should bring in Pyroclasm. And sort of Body and Mind is interesting, but we are a little bit light on creatures. I think Wormcoil Engine is medium. They can go over the top of it, probably, and they also might have access to Path to Exile. We are going to be a little bit more controlling in this game, so that makes something like the Mirari Conjecture look a little better. Maybe we cut this for the Mirari Conjecture, actually. Because rebuying all our burn spells seems pretty nice. Yeah, we'll run it like this. Alright, back for game 2, and we have an amazing hand. Turn 1 Ancestral into turn 2 a Braid is exactly what we want to be doing here. And they don't even have a 1-drop. Beautiful. So we drew the Mirari Conjecture. This would have been a Wormcoil Engine, so we'll see which we would prefer in this game. Nice. I mean, normally you're not happy to see turn 2 Refellos, but when you have a Braid ready, you are. That's actually really close between using Pyroclasm and a Braid here. I think I'm going to do the Clasm, actually. There's worlds where this is worse, but the 3 damage versus 2 damage can actually make a pretty big difference. And also the instant speed is nice. Okay, well, against Recruiter of the Guard, I wish I had Pyroclasm. But I also don't really care about a 1/1. And we can even recur it with a Mirari Conjecture, most likely. So of the things we've seen, Biogenic Ooze is the most obvious thing to search up here. But we don't know that much of their deck. This card actually is pretty good in a base green deck. You can play it on turn 2 pretty consistently. You can find turbo mana with the stuff like Refellos and Dragon Speaker, and you can also find good payoffs like Biogenic Ooze. Anytime there's a tutoring card like this, the key is that it can find something that's good early and something that's good late. You want to always have that be the case, and that seems like it is the case for our opponent here. Alright, we'll just pass back, holding up Spell Pierce and a Braid. I don't really like seeing a port. Oh, all right. I should have put a stop on beginning combat. We took 1 extra damage that we didn't need to. I think it is worth it to kill this here to use our mana, but we should be 1 higher on life total. They tap down our red source, sure. Phantasmal image. I think I'm still just gonna hold up Spell Pierce. We could copy that and search up like I guess there's not even anything that great. Like Glenn is the most obvious candidate. Like Rift from Cloudskate, that's not that amazing. They're going to tap down our Volcanic Island again, but we will get to draw some extra cards here. Are you kidding me? Oof. We have to play land this turn. That's so... What? Wow. That's actually just ridiculous. We drew 6 cards that turn. There was literally 0 lands. So we go to discard, which is so frustrating when we have a Force of Will in hand. Hopefully they play a spell here. Literally any spell that I could force. Okay, so we need to pitch 2 cards. I think it's going to be Spell Pierce Mirari Conjecture here. I think we're not going to Force of Will that since we can Flame Slash and Phantasmal Image it. I'm just going to be so annoyed if we continue to miss land drops, though. I mean, yeah, we're only playing 16 lands, but still, we just drew 6 cards last turn. Come on, deck. Jeez. I think I'm going to get greedy and go for the Brainstorm here. There's no chance we would miss again. So, put back Mountain, Treachery, go land, Phantasmal Image. Phantasmal Image is absolutely phenomenal in this matchup. Flame Slash and pass. So our plan is to... Okay, Sylvan Caryatid. Alright, looking like we're actually going to be okay here, I think. I'm going to take this. Then we can play Glenn and hold up activation. Oh, wait, we can't do that, right? Okay. So we'll attack with everything. And I think I'm just going to play Snapcaster Chartercourse here. Keep the cards flowing. Goblin Dark Dwellers is nice. We just need to find Time Walk now, and we should be pretty much all good to go. I'll just trade off the Snapcaster with the Recruiter here to maintain the board a little bit. And it can't attack through the Sylvan Caryatid anyways. Whisperwood Elemental. We can Treachery that. Yeah, I don't think we need to Force of Will this. So they'll tap down one of our red sources again, which does mean we can't play Goblin Dark Dwellers right now, but then we actually will be able to because Treachery fixes our mana. Mizzy Mortar's interesting. Oh, wait. Ah, dang. Okay, never mind. I forgot that they could just sacrifice this, and then we won't get to untap our lands. So we actually just need the Mizzy Mortars. Which, I mean, this is still fine. We get to hold up Mana Leak and Force of Will. And, yeah, they sacrifice that. Good play by the opponent. Then we get to hit them for 8. This mana leak is increasingly looking like it's going to be pretty irrelevant. But that being said, the main things that top one. Yes, it's not irrelevant. That's hilarious. All right. Well, I mean, it's good we have a counterspell. Granted, we do have 2 counterspells, but that would have certainly killed us if we didn't have it. So they hit us down to 1, but then they just die. So yeah, that won't work. Good thing we didn't have to pay 1 life for the Force of Will, actually. Jeez. And we can just win here because we go... And we have a bunch of ways to win, but I'm going to win with Goblin Dark Dwellers because I've never done that before, actually. Goblin Dark Dwellers will flashback Flame Slash. Alright, sweet. Smooth sailing in round 1. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, here we are for round 2 against Guilty Fire. We are on to play, which is excellent, and we have a great hand, so we'll keep. We have a lot of turn 2 plays here. We're probably just going to go for the Riftwind Cloudscape, but there are situations where we need to hold up Mana Leak, depending on what the opponent does. Island Go. The scariest start ever. Actually, that's not true. I wish we had Ancestral Vision here, but what can you do? Okay, against basic Island Pass, I feel very comfortable just suspending Riftwing. That turned out to be a very correct play. Dak Faden, huh? Okay, now I will just pass holding at Mana Leak. I would love to stick a Dak, but it's very likely that they have a counterspell, and if we play Dak and then they go counterspell and then just untap and play some threat, then that would be pretty rough. Still no need to make a play here. We can just pass. We're going to get Riftwing off next turn. Opponent missed a land drop there. All right. So this comes in. We bounce one of their lands. Hit them for 2 and then play Charter Course with Mana Leak up. Nice. Strong land there is good. Opponent is F6'd. But we're still just going to pass. I don't think playing Dak helps that much. I would still rather hold up Mana Leak. Now we will play the Dak. And we will loot. Definitely discarding Mizzy Mortars. Then I think just Wormcoil Engine. It's just really expensive in sorcery speed. And then it just like dies to like bounce spells or control magic effects or things like that. Whereas at least Goblin Dark Dwellers can give us an immediate Charter Course. Okay, we'll attack for 2. And deck ourselves again, which is like this is the annoying thing about Dak Faden. Like our hand is good. Okay, well actually this is fine. Discard 2 cards that we don't really care about. Land. And I'm just gonna pass and then end of turn go for an Expansion Explosion. Venser. Okay, I think it's worth it just to miscalculation this. And we're still holding up double counterspell because we can go Mana Leak plus expansion, copying our Mana Leak. Okay, no play again. Land is nice, so we'll attack for 2. And I think I'm actually going to go for Goblin Dark Dwellers here. Nice. Charter Course. And now we can just have more information before we decide how to loot. Spell Pierce seems good. We can discard Mountain. And I think at this point, Treachery. And then pass. And at the end of the turn, I'm actually going to crack this Arid Mesa. Probably just okay. Well, there we go. So they're probably playing another color, and they were just mana screwed. We don't know that for sure, but mono blue is a little bit rare unless you have a ton of artifacts. That being said, I still do think we're going to assume they're playing a little bit of a slower deck, so maybe we do bring in these two. We could bring out Mizium Mortars. Honestly, I'll just bring out both of these, actually. There's a world where we regret this, but if that happens, we can just readjust for game 3. And we still do have a Braid, Flame Tongue, Chandra, so we do still have some burn. Do we want to add another island if we do this? I think the answer is yes. Because in blue mirrors, it's important to be able to go like, Cryptic Command plus Spell Pierce or something like that. And we are quite light on red cards now. We do have Chandra, but outside, and I guess Goblin Dark Dwellers, but I think this seems fine. Banefire is another interesting card that we could bring in, but we have like literally no mana acceleration at all, so I think that's a little bit underpowered. Oof. Well, this is a hand we're going to be mulliganing. And this is a hand we will keep and put back probably the Mirari Conjecture. It's a late game card. We're really leaning on this chart course here. Okay, Marsh Flats. They are apparently playing some other stuff. Blue-white control. Okay. Probably. It could be like a blue-white opposition tempo deck. I think we're just going to play the chart course here. And discard Expansion Explosion. Whoa. Okay, a lot of colors over there. Don't beat Teferi or Geist of St. Draft. Okay, Imperial Recruiter I can deal with. Although, that makes me think the sideboard plan we took may have been incorrect. I mean, correct given our information set at the time, but incorrect given this new updated model of what the opponent's trying to do. Direfleet Daredevil. Okay, that's pretty good here. That's actually quite good. They're going to get to add to the board while drawing 2 cards, and we can't really do anything about that. They might be a little hesitant to just jam into our open mana. I hope they are. They're not. All right. So I think we just jam Chandra here and plus. It's not great, but I don't think passing Holy Cryptic Command is a good plan when they're up on cards and up on board presence. So we sort of need to make something happen here. Brainstorm. All right. Well, we'll save our fetch land then. Our hand is good right now, so the Brainstorm isn't actually even that important, but presumably our hand will not maintain this level of power. Take 2. So we are very behind. They have 7 cards in hand. If they have any burn, they can kill our Chandra. But I think playing the Chandra here is like it's playing to win. It's like giving us a chance because if they don't kill our Chandra and we can untap with it, like imagine if they could just play a creature, like some sort of creature that we can treachery. Okay, Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's bad. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not good. I do wish we had some burn that could go to the face. The best draw here by a lot would be Time Walk. If we could go Treachery, untap all our stuff, Time Walk, take another turn, Goblin Dark Dwellers, Time Walk again. Take our Cryptic Command, okay. The big draws here. I think if we don't hit something relevant this turn, we probably just lose. So hopefully we can hit something good. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's awesome. That's so cool. All right, so yeah, we can really do everything this turn. So do this. Treachery, stealing. Direfleet, Daredevil, I think. No, actually, I think I'd rather... Well, actually, do we even want to play Treachery? We could just play Time Walk, Goblin Dark Dweller's Time Walk. But if we're going to be taking 2 extra turns in a row, having an extra 2-power creature is probably pretty good. And they're not going to be able to bounce it with Jace, so I think we actually will do this. So Treachery this. Actually, we'll play around Days. Ouch. Well, alright, this is not as bad as it could have been, but it's definitely not great. It's good that we added mana first so we can still play Time Walk, because if we couldn't play Time Walk there, we would just lose instantly. Oh, man. So, we're almost definitely playing Goblin Dark Dwellers. Is there any merit to doing anything other than just casting that right now? I think, so I don't think adding mana... The point of this is that adding mana with a Chandra doesn't really help, so we'll just hit them for 2, or maybe hit a card that changes things, but I can't really think of what would. Okay. Let me cast this. Take our extra turn. Now we can kill their Jace. Phantasmal Image is interesting. But it's actually not as good as I would want it to be. We could minus the Chandra to kill their Kitesail Freebooter. And then hold up Cryptic Command, but then our Jace is very low. We could use Phantasmal Image to copy their Imperial Recruiter. But that doesn't do that much. Well, I guess we could get Riftwing Cloudskate. Well, let's start with what we know we want to do, which is killing the Jace. I kind of think we just want to keep unplussing the Chandra here. So we'll see what we hit. Just land, alright. Now we can Rainstorm. Interesting. We definitely want this Frost Titan. I think I'm just going to... Let's see, we can... Actually, no, this is what we do. Just put back these 2. We're just going to Brainstorm again by playing Phantasmal Image. Copying our Goblin Dark Dwellers. Alright, Ancestral Vision I think is just a brick. We're not going to be suspending that, so we'll just go AV, then Frost Titan. Play Island and pass, holding up Spell Pierce and Snapcaster Mage just as a Ambush Viper. Luckily, their creatures have a combined 4 power, so even if they can deal with our Phantasmal Image guy, which is not very hard to do, they actually can't kill our Chandra. Interesting. Okay. I'm not going to use Snapcaster as an Ambush Viper here. We'll just do this and let our Chandra take 2 damage. That's good. That's really good. So they can steal our Chandra and minus it to kill our real Goblin Dark Dwellers. And it's something we cannot Spell Pierce. But we can just play Frost Titan now. I don't think we want to just play Snapcaster Mage here. Although it's not unreasonable. Actually, I do think we want to do this. Our mana's going to be a little bit tied up for a bit, and we don't have any good targets, really. I don't think Flashing Max Spell Pierce is very good. We can slam this Frost Titan, and then tap down their Zealous Conscript and hit them for 6. Now, we could just die to Kiki Jiki, but they can't kill us with Splinter Twin because Zealous Conscript is currently tapped. And if they don't have the combo, then, I guess they could have an answer to the Frost Titan. Making some black mana. That's good color to deal with the Frost Titan. Ooh, 6 mana? That's a lot. Bummer. But we're still probably ahead. We have a 4/4 with Menace. And if they ever lose their... Oh, whoa. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. So we draw that Ancestral, which is unfortunate. Hit for 6. Put them to 3. And we will just suspend this now. We could draw Dak, but it's actually not impossible that the game does go pretty long. Like, there's a world... if they just double block and, we trade off and we're both top decking and the game goes long, then we're basically guaranteed to win in 4 turns now. Wormcoil Engine's a good draw. I think it is worth it to attack here. I'll just kill off their... I think actually they're Zealous Conscripts. This is pretty close. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill the Zealous Conscripts. I would like to have Cryptic available, but I don't want to just play Draw-Go here. I think I'm just going to play the Wormcoil. So we don't have Cryptic Command available either way. Okay, that's fine. We have 2 lethal attackers now. So it's going to be very hard for them to get back into it. And they don't. So far, so good. We are 2-0-4-0, undefeated, and hopefully we can keep that going in the finals. See you there. All right, here we are for the finals against Take 2 from Meg. Yes, Take 2 from Megrim. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Megrim is a card that makes you take 2 damage every time you discard a card. Unfortunately, we have to mulligan. Can't really afford to keep a 1-lander here, even on the draw. But now we have a great hand, so we will keep. And I think bottom Wormcoil. Actually, this hand is not that good. Time Walk doesn't really do anything here. You can see from the last game, it is there's a good Time Walk deck, but not the best Time Walk hand. Well, that makes it more appealing. Stomping Ground. That's not... Oh, okay. Makes more sense now. I think we're just going to pass. Don't really feel like using Time Walk as an Explorer here. Ooh, that's a good draw. I actually am going to use Time Walk now because this would let us have Cryptic Command available. If they counter this, I'm not going to use Force Pitching Treachery, though. Okay, good. I'm still happy that, even though I would not have used my Force Villain, I'm happy that they did not counter it. Well, I was about to play Bloodstained Mire, but it can no longer get blue, so we'll definitely be playing the Volcanic. All right. I guess we'll hold this for Brainstorm. Just pass again. What I want is them to tap out for something. We go Cryptic Command, counter draw, untap, play Goblin Dark Dwellers, and Time Walk. Or better yet, they play like Elder Gargaroth, and we can go Treachery into Goblin Dark Dwellers, Time Walk. That would be such a huge swing. Well, counter draw. Very likely that they have a counterspell here, and I will be forced to use the Force of Will. Yeah, not great, but I really can't allow that Oko to resolve. All right, we'll just cast our Goblin Dark Dwellers. So we could just play I think we'll just pass and hold up Expansion Explosion for 3. We could main phase it. Honestly, I actually think I am going to main phase it. I really want this to resolve. We need to draw these 3 cards or else we're going to not have much going at all. So X damage to you, we draw X cards. Alright, sweet. Now we pass. Pretty big turn here. If we get to untap, then I think it'll be pretty hard for the opponent to get back into it. But we also, no creature they could play would be a problem. We could go Flame Slash, Phantasmal Image, Flashback, Flame Slash. Okay, yeah. That's fine. I mean, it gives them 1 turn off where we're not attacking them, but that's not that big of a deal. Alright, that was a great draw. So we go Flame Slash this, play Worm Coil, and we still get to hold up Phantasmal Image. Or Spell Pierce, rather. This is really good. It's just so streamlined. It has really good mana, and all of the cards are it just has so many pretty cheap interactive spells that work well together, like Spell Pierce and Flame Slash. Boom. Your bases are so well covered, and both of these can trade up on mana very consistently. Phantasmal Image, same thing. Cryptic Command, yeah, just all the cards do such a good job of what they're designed to do. It's a lot of mana, but it looks like an X spell, which means we can probably Spell Pierce it. Yes, we can. All right, pretty smooth start. So they're playing. Unclear if they're actually playing red or if this is just to make the mana better. The base blue-green, at least. I don't think it's the sort of deck where we need to bring in Pyroclasm. It doesn't look like they have a ton of small creatures. Sword is interesting, but I don't think it's ultimately necessary. I think I'm just going to run it back and hope that they don't get an Oko down, because we don't really have any ways to deal with a resolved Oko. Great hand. We get to lift the Suspend Dream of Ancestral into Riftwing. I guess Riftwing is an answer to Oko. We can bounce it and then counter it on the way back down. Island, Ancestral. Suspend Ancestral and pass. It feels so good to suspend Ancestral Vision on turn 1. It's now all I have to do is just not die for a couple turns, and I will win the long game. Still no play from the opponent. That's good. If we drew a counterspell there, I actually think I would have probably just held it up. But I'm not going to bluff a counterspell or anything here. We'll just, if they have the Oko, they have the Oko. Uro, good card, but much less threatening here. I'm very happy to see that. Alright, that's not great. I think I do like the idea of holding off on Charter Course, although, yeah, we'll just play Land Pass. Because also, they might fear a counter magic here or something. It's a little bit weird to not play Charter Course here, but I would like to save it for when the Riftwing comes in, if possible. Ooh. Okay, that's bad. We can bounce it next turn, but they're going to get 1 attack in with it. Alright. Elder Gargaroth is too big for that, so we're playing Glenn. Now, it'll be interesting to see what they do when they attack here. I think if I were them, I would make it 3-3. But they may draw a card. They appear to agree with my conclusion. Ooh. That Nissa will be a problem. They can flip that next turn. So we probably are going to want to Flame Slash that. We should have stacked these in the other order, actually. I don't think it matters. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think no matter what, we want to bounce this, but it's possible we could draw, like have a string of draws that would make this not true. So we'll draw our 3. Okay, I like what I see here. So we want to start by attacking with both. And then we can go land. Our life total is a little low, so that's something to be aware of, but I think it's okay. Chandra. Actually, no, it's probably not worth it to play Chandra this turn. I think I'm just going to Flame Slash this. Well, like, how good is it to hold up Glen activation? I think it is pretty necessary. They have so much mana. So I think we just want to do this. Kill that. And play Chart a Course. And so now I think we're in a really good position. We have Force of Will available. We have Glen available. It's like pretty close to us being ahead on board. Maybe they're slightly ahead, but I think we should. Well, I guess they do have a lot of cards in hand and a lot of mana, so it's close. But I think we're still favored here. All right, so I think I am going to just actually no. We can let this resolve and then just play Frost Titan. Yeah, let's do that actually. I think it is worth it to Glen this. Taking 3 here. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Land Frosty Tea. And if they have a counterspell, then we will use our Force of Will. And then we're sort of out of protection. Okay, nice. They don't have anything, so tap down your Gargaroth and hit for 3. I think it's unlikely that this will come up, but I think if you overload Mizzy Mortars and then copy with expansion, that deals 8 damage to each creature you don't control, which is pretty sweet. Again, that's unlikely it'll come up, and even if it did, unlikely that it would help, but it's a cool interaction. They do have red mana now, so we'll see what they have, but with us having Force of Will in hand here, it seems very hard for them to get out from under this. All right, well, that is something that unfortunately we do need Force of Will. Hopefully they don't have... If their last card is like a Spell Pierce, then okay, nice, that worked. We're a little bit lower on gas now, but we still have a lot of good stuff in hand. They don't have any attacks. So we'll start by attacking with everything. Then I think we just want to play Wormcoil Engine. Boom, take 9, and don't untap Elder Gargaroth. Let's see, what are the pros and cons of playing Wormcoil Engine versus Chandra? They're chump blocking. Interesting. I think I'm actually going to play Chandra upon further consideration. And the main reason for that is that we can hold up Spell Pierce plus Glen activation now, and it's also just like a stickier threat. Like, they're not the most likely colors to have a board sweeper, but against like something like Upheaval, then at least we... But actually, I guess, yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter. I think we win either way. But I think I do like playing when we already have a bunch of creatures on the board. I like having a different type of threat so that they can't just have one thing that answers all of it. Okay, there's a Corsair. That's funny that it's land on top, but they can't play it. That probably will draw the concession. Oh, they can play it. Interesting. I did not know how that worked, but should be fine. They can't make the. Oh, okay, Soul Ring on top. That's pretty funny. Yeah, this should be game. So if we kill both of the creatures, they can escape Uro, and then we actually, I mean, we could probably still kill them. But I think it's better to just plus here rather than like overload Mizzy Mortars and then minus the Chandra. So we'll plus, see what we hit. Not going to cast the Abrade. We'll just doom them for 3. Then we'll attack with everything. Tap down the Gargaroth again. I'll let them chump block if they want to. Okay. Now I think I will just Mizzy Mortars this and pass. And they're at 1, and there's like not really a conceivable way they could win here. They're drawing Soul Ring. We have Miscalc plus Spell Pierce plus Glanalendra available. I guess if they have some like weird Eldrazi, that could maybe be bad. So I'm actually going to Spell Pierce this. Oh wait, that doesn't let them escape Uro, but that doesn't matter. We can beat that. All right, Soul Ring resolves. What's your plan to win when you're at 1? I guess Banefire would kill us. Yeah, Banefire would kill us exactly. That would be pretty ridiculous if we just lost to a random Banefire for 9 here, but could theoretically happen. Finale of Devastation. Well, I'll use Miscalc here. I mean, yeah, they certainly lose here. I don't even think there's anything they could have gotten that would have won. Like, yeah, because we have Chandra. Yeah, there's definitely nothing they could have gotten, but now there's definitely not. Boom! Perfect 6-0 trophy. Feels good. So this was our sweet Izzet control deck, and it really was just amazing. I think blue-red is a color combination that I underdraft. Like, I mean, I love blue-white, and I love blue-black, and I probably draft those more frequently, but this just felt so good, just so sleek and so powerful. Maybe this is like a above-average blue-red deck. We did have, like, Time Walk with some good synergies and Dak Faden and stuff. I think the blue-red gold cards are pretty bad. Like, Thousand Year Storm and Goblin Electromancer are just terrible in any deck that I draft, really. And then, like, Expansion Explosion and Fire Ice are good, but not amazing. Whereas if you look at, like, blue-white, Fractured Identity and both the fairies are just absolutely phenomenal. Dak Faden is the only one that's, like, absolute top tier of the gold cards in Izzet, but it's just the two themes work so well together. The efficient removal of red and like everything else of blue, basically, but then a couple like efficient threats of red as well. So yeah, this deck was just phenomenal. We won every single game. Time Walk was incredible. That one game when they had the Jace and we were able to like play Time Walk into Goblin Dark Dweller's Time Walk and then just like completely turn the game around. That was like there's basically no other cards in the format that could have done that good of a job there. Expansion Explosion was also pretty good. Like, getting to draw 3 cards with it once was huge. And Frostbite overperformed. Tapping down the Elder Gargaroth consistently was good there. So yeah, awesome league. It just felt so good to have a very sleek mana base and like a nice low curve. And this deck is really, this is one of the better decks I've made on. It's like not flashy at all, but it just does so many things right. And it just makes it for a really powerful and flexible and fun deck. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.